Alright, hey everyone, and welcome to my MLB playoff predictions for 2016, obviously. So, yeah. If you're coming here from the NCAA bracket thing, then I just want to say that I do not just do, big events. I mean, mostly, I do big events, but I will upload other videos, and other videos than the bracket challenge. So here are my MLB playoff predictions. If you missed the division predictions and the overall analysis, then go ahead and watch that back because that is a pretty important video as well. It's around 9.5 minutes. I'm not sure. But yeah, here are my predictions. So for the wild card, as you can see, I have the Cubs and the Nationals in the NL, and the Blue Jays and the Tigers in the AL. So let's start off with the Cubs and the Nationals. The Cubs will be hosting this one after winning 97 games, while the Nationals just barely make it through. But they do have a very good team nonetheless, and will give the Cubs a run for their money. But I think the Cubs will polish it off late and will win it, 7-4. The Blue Jays and the Tigers. Now the Tigers have gotten much better from last season's catastrophe, really, where they finished last place. It's probably one of the worst seasons ever. And the Blue Jays also haven't really improved themselves, but I think they definitely do have enough firepower to make it into the playoffs. Josh Donaldson, who's obviously an MVP shout, and Encarnacion and Jose Bautista still at their best. Maybe declining a little bit, but still at their best years, in my opinion. But I think the Tigers will be able to win that one, just barely, on the road, because I just feel like they have a better team. I think the team that improves more will probably make it further. So let's go back to the NL, where we have the Cardinals and the Cubs in the first division. And yes, I know you can hardly see the winners of the World Series, but I just want to take you through this anyways. You could basically just look at who I think is going to win. I'm not going to say it, because why would I? And yeah, here we go. The Cardinals, 3-4 against the Cubs. The Cubs just have such a good team. Cardinals, I think, are going to have the best record in the NL, but they don't seem to be too good. Last time, they did win the World Series quite a few years ago, and they were consistently good. But sometimes it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen, and I don't think it's going to happen for them. I think the Cubs, Chris Bryant's going to do well in the playoffs. Jake Arrieta's going to do better in the playoffs than he does in the regular season. And there's going to be a few other blocks that fall their way, and they're going to win in 7 games. The Mets will host the Giants after having a really good season. The two teams that won their division, and the Giants have the worst record out of them, while the Mets have an insanely good side, which is still somehow second. I think the Mets will win this one pretty easily, 4-2. Just because the Mets have such a good team. They're so well balanced. They have amazing pitching, obviously. Matt Harvey will have a good year, an insane year, I think. Jake DeGrom is also going to have a Cy Young caliber year. They have such good pitching, and Yoenis Cespedes is going to be so much of a game changer. He could honestly win them a game in the playoffs. We'll see what happens, though. We will see what happens. So I got the Mets winning that in 6 games. Now the Cubs and the Mets, this is what happened last year. Or no, it's not, excuse me. Yes, it is what happened last year, excuse me. But I see it happening again because these are simply the two best teams. The Cubs added talent, like Jason Hayward. They got rid of Jeff Samardzija, but he's not going to be too big of an issue, I don't think. So, that's not going to be too big of an issue. They got better hitting, pretty good pitching, not great, but pretty good. And it won't be bad either. But the Mets, as I said, best pitching. Offense wins games. Pitching wins championships. 4-3 Mets. I think Steve Harvey, my goodness gracious. Matt Harvey will win 2 games in the series, and he'll be the series MVP. The Astros and the Yankees. This will go down really well, as the Astros have such a great hitting lineup, and then they got Dallas Keuchel, who is very much a candidate for the Cy Young. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Here, I already have the Yankees beating the Royals, so if they can beat the Royals, they can obviously beat the Astros, who very nearly beat the Royals last year. So, here's what I've got. I've got the Yankees winning it 4-2 and going on to the World Series. They have some sleepers. I think they have a lot of players that people are sleeping on, like Teixeira and A-Rod. People are expecting him to have a bad season. I don't think it'll happen. Masahiro Tanaka is going to have a comeback year. They still got some really good relief pitchers and just overall pretty good players for the Yankees. So I think they're going to beat the Astros. It won't be easy, though. I think Astros will probably take a 2-1 lead before the Yankees finish them off with the last 3 games. The Mets and the Yankees in the Subway Series 16 years later after the Yankees won it. Could the Mets exact revenge and win the series? You know what? I think it will happen. I think the Yankees are a good team, but they aren't as elite as the Mets. Oops, oh gosh. And I think the Mets, oh my gosh. What am I doing? We'll just about edge them out. 4-2. Well, that's not really edging them out. It'll be a very good series. They'll exchange the first 2 games before the Mets winning the last 2 at home with a better overall record. The Royals obviously the Yankees will have the 3 seed, and then the Mets with the 2 seed. So no 1 seeds in it either. But I think the Mets, just with the best overall team in the league, I know it'll be a deserved win. Why did I say deserve it? But yeah. So after that, however, I want to get some additional predictions that I wasn't really planning on, but as I remembered, I'm like, okay, I should probably give these predictions as well, because these are pretty important. But yeah, my MVP predictions. So, and Cy Young. MVP and Cy Young predictions. My MVP for the AL is pretty much everyone's pick, but I really think it will happen this year. I think Mike Trout's going to have his best year and win the MVP. And if Mike Trout has his best year, then I don't think there's any doubt that he's not going to win it. So he's going to go on and win the MVP. Well, the NL MVP will not be Bryce Harper, will not be Paul Goldschmidt, but it will go to Anthony Rizzo. I am so high on Anthony Rizzo. I think Yoenis Cespedes is in with a shot as well, but Anthony Rizzo is a great fielder, such a good hitter. He can hit for power or whatever, or just hits overall. He's a great first baseman, as I already said, for good fielder. And can't really steal many bases, but he will do good nonetheless, and he will get the MVP. Now, the Cy Young race. This is going to be an amazing race. The Mets, obviously, with the best pitching, most likely, overall. And then the I'm going to say probably the Royals with the best pitching in the AL. But who will get the Cy Youngs? Well, in my opinion, I think it will be someone from the Mets getting the Cy Young, and it'll be Matt Harvey getting it. I also predicted him to get the to get the series MVP, and then I got Dallas Keuchel of the Houston Astros winning Cy Young in the AL. Hope you like my predictions. We're coming up on pretty 10 minutes. I don't really want to get it past 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. But that's all I wanted to get through. See you later, guys. Goodbye. Happy predicting.